7, 2024, 1:30, Slade, Thursday. Bond with its conditions will continue. Thank you. Yes.
Violation report. The note in my file from the other APA that you saw in violation you guys today.
Yes.
I have the May 17th, 2024 bond violation report.
I do. Is there a reason why you were missing? You were testing elsewhere, weren't you?
No, sir. I was told I needed a court order, and I was on video Zoom with you on my last court order, and nobody contacted me and told me where to go.
Why didn't they?
I do have information about a facility that he would like to test at. He lived in Macomb County. We
I'm on GPS. Oh, I'm sorry.
called them and they indicated as long as the order indicates what sort of panel needs testing and the frequency.
Well, that was supposed to be done before. If I give you a test today, are you going to test?
Yeah, the only thing I'm going to fail for would be marijuana.
Why are you using that?
Can I speak freely?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to be upfront honest with you. I used to have a crack cocaine addiction, and I've come a long way. I've been through a lot, this past few months. I lost my father, my grandmother. And there's no excuses. It's just the only thing that I've helped to.
Give me an order. Okay, he's going to go over to community corrections test today. I'll get the results and then I'll determine what his bond will be as he proceeds up, because he's told me what's going to happen, and then we'll figure out. In the meantime, counsel can prepare an order so that he can test in Macomb. Okay.
And then just to be clear for the record, the waiver is complete and we're only coming back on whether or not he'll be remanded.
Pardon?
The waiver's all set now?
Well, technically, no.
Got it.
Because technically to retain jurisdiction, but I still have jurisdiction anyway. So he needs to go over and test, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh boy. It's gonna be that day. What's wrong?
I just bring surprises.
Yeah.
Is that file still in the courtroom? Correct?
Pardon?
Is that file still in the courtroom?
I'm sitting here right with me.
We could recall it whenever you have the opportunity. That'd be wonderful.
What a court recalls case. People versus Ruggs.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nicole, who's on behalf of the people.
Sylvana Reed, Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Mr. Ruggs.
As we were walking out of the courtroom, I went to release the deputy who was present. I did not believe that the victim of the domestic violence was present today because she didn't check in with us. As we were leaving, the deputy let me know that the victim was actually present today with the defendant sitting beside him. As we exited into the hallway so that I could see who the deputy was referring to, the defendant was speaking to Ms. Perkins out in the hallway, and the deputy confirmed that that is the victim. There, as I understand it, based on everything that's filed, there's no contact order. So in that, in addition to the corrections violation, I'm requesting that he be remanded and that his bond be revoked.
That's not my problem.
Mr. Allen, thank you, sir.
Your Honor, I have no further information at this time.
Does he admit to the violation?
You're right. My speak.
If you wish.
She wasn't here with me today, Your Honor.
Were you talking to her in the hallway?
She made a comment to her in the hallway. We were talking to her about testing, and I said something that I didn't.
Were you sitting next to each other in the courtroom? I can get video from the courtroom.
Okay, I
So-
understand that. Yeah, she was sitting next to me.
You're not to have contact with her. You know that. Forget the testing. Defendant's bond at this time is revoked. Defendant's remanded. It'll just go up before Judge Slay. I'll just leave it there.
Thank you.
Your Honor. Yeah.
Your Honor, he was here.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
And- Well, let me, let's just say this is a similar situation to one you had about 3 cases ago. where he was going to be sent across the street.
And so he,
Proactively went and did it on his own.
Oh, I think absolutely, yeah, no question.
so he's not here.
Well, let me go out in the hallway and see. He was here because I.
Go ahead, you can check away. It's just one of those days.
I think he's over there testing away.
Do you think so? Okay, I love the faith that Mr. Childers has in people. Oh, I think he's gone. I think maybe at the nearest beach he could find. He is gone. But his attorney stayed.
I stuck around.
Yeah, I know.
He's not, he's gone. David I. Goldstein to bring on behalf of the defendant. Yeah, I told him there was a community corrections violation, discussed it. I asked him if he was going to test dirty. He said probably for marijuana. So.
So for marijuana, he left. Yeah. Preliminary examination being set. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant will issue for the defendant's failure to appear. I will indicate defendant was here and then left. Will issue immediately, no bond.
Protesters, maybe he's.
No, Mr. Childers, leave it alone. Yeah, maybe a lot of things happen. Right.
Okay. The file for Mr. Howard Smith's gone?
Oh, yeah. Why?
Because I just got a text from him.
He's testing?
I don't want it texting. Not sexting, texting.
Thanks for clearing that up. Okay, you got a text? Yes. Hold on.
This courtroom moment unfolds as a quiet but deeply revealing reminder of how fragile freedom becomes once bond conditions are ignored. What starts as a routine bond violation review quickly spirals into a situation that exposes confusion, poor judgment, and a complete breakdown of court trust. The defendant appears before the court regarding a reported bond violation dated May 17, 2024. The central issue initially revolves around missed drug testing. When questioned by the judge about why he failed to appear for testing, the defendant explains that he believed he needed a new court order and claims no one contacted him with instructions on where to test. According to him, he was last present in court via Zoom and assumed further direction would follow. From his perspective, this was a misunderstanding rather than defiance. However, the court makes it clear that compliance with bond conditions is not optional and not dependent on reminders. The responsibility lies entirely with the defendant. The judge explores alternatives, including testing at a facility closer to the defendant's residence, but emphasizes that these arrangements should have been resolved before violations occurred. When asked directly whether he would pass a drug test if ordered immediately, the defendant admits he would likely fail for marijuana. This admission shifts the tone of the hearing. He attempts to explain his situation honestly, sharing that he has a past addiction to crack cocaine and claims marijuana is the only thing helping him cope. He references recent personal losses, including the deaths of close family members, and admits that he has been under emotional strain. While his words reflect vulnerability and struggle, the court reminds him that emotional hardship does not excuse non-compliance. The judge orders the defendant to report immediately to community corrections for testing, stating that bond status will be determined once results are received. At this point, the court still appears open to evaluating the situation fairly, signaling that the outcome is not yet final, but then the case takes a dramatic turn. As court proceedings continue, the prosecutor raises a serious new concern. While exiting the courtroom, a deputy informs the prosecution that the victim in a domestic violence case was present in court and had been sitting next to the defendant. This is a direct violation of a strict no-contact order when the court recalls the case. The defendant's attorney confirms that the victim was indeed present. The judge questions the defendant directly, asking whether he spoke to the victim in the hallway and whether they were seated together in the courtroom. The defendant admits they were sitting next to each other. At that moment, the entire focus of the hearing shifts. The judge states clearly that contact with the victim is prohibited under any circumstances. This violation outweighs all previous. Discussion about testing. The court emphasizes that bond conditions exist to protect others and maintain the integrity of the justice system. Once those conditions are broken, especially in a domestic violence case, the court's discretion becomes extremely limited. Without hesitation, the judge revokes the defendant's bond and orders him remanded into custody. The situation worsens. Moments later, when it becomes apparent that the defendant has left the courthouse, the court realizes he was supposed to remain present but instead walked out, possibly to avoid consequences. This act triggers yet another violation: failure to appear. The judge notes on the record that the defendant was present earlier but left without permission. A bench warrant is issued immediately. At this point, the defendant has not only violated bond conditions but has also undermined the court's authority entirely. What makes this case particularly striking is how quickly things collapse. The defendant had an opportunity to test, to explain himself, and to possibly maintain bond. Instead, a series of poor decisions, continued drug use, contact with the victim, and leaving the courthouse stacked one violation on top of another until the court had no choice left. This courtroom moment highlights a hard truth. Bond is not a suggestion, it is a legal contract. Once the court grants temporary freedom, it expects absolute compliance. Confusion, stress, addiction, and fear may explain behavior on a human level, but legally, violations remain violations. At its core, this case is not about punishment, it's about accountability. The judge did not revoke bond out of anger or lack of compassion. The decision was driven by documented violations, confirmed admissions, and actions taken in real time. When trust is broken repeatedly, the system responds decisively. This hearing serves as a sobering example of how quickly freedom can disappear when court orders are ignored. It shows the thin line defendants walk while on bond and how one moment of poor judgment can undo every opportunity given. Cases like this expose the raw reality of the courtroom, where emotion, addiction, fear, and the law collide in real time. If you want more real courtroom moments that reveal how quickly decisions turn into consequences, how bond conditions are enforced, and how human struggle plays out under legal pressure, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay with us. The next case may challenge everything you think you know about justice.